What is up, folks, and welcome to the ATCW recap. I am your host, the golden tongue of ATCW, Evan Wade, and here to my right, as always, the Swiss Army knife, Dennis Williams. What's going on, Dennis?
You don't expect me to ever do that, do you? Cause
I don't expect anything from you, brother.
I don't know. My hand gesture thing still hasn't come about yet, but I don't know if that doesn't work for me. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the recap. We have a good show to talk about. This was definitely a turning point for ATCW. Not so much of an April Fool's joke, thankfully. And there were no cameras, Evan, so we got a lot to talk about. So I think we should just cut the crap and get right into it.
Amen. Folks, all the more reason to attend an ATCW show live at the Leetown Community Center in Kearneysville, West Virginia, because you don't want to miss out on all the incredible action that Dennis and I are here about to talk to you about. So
it is as awesome as the video product is when it's put together. It's even better live, especially if you sit on our side of the arena. If you sit over by Evan and me, you'll get to hear all the stuff we say.
That's true.
So that'll add that experience to it for you. But couldn't do it this time around. Oh, well.
Unfortunately, no.
So here's what went down in Kearneysville.
Yeah. So that first matchup straight off the night to kick us off, Jimmy Alpha going one-on-one with the ageless one, Ethan Cross. A little bit of fallout from the previous month in that tag match that we've talked about a bunch. So, firstly, Jimmy comes through that curtain with a brand new theme, a brand new attitude.
Yeah, I don't think he sings this theme song.
No, I don't think so either. Definitely not. Wasn't in the mood at all.
Yeah.
Crowd was hot for this one, man.
Yeah, they were. And, part of it was excitement. Just, because, ATCW event's about to begin. But also, too, great way to kick off the show here. Two guys with a lot of history and kind of a lot of, well, not a lot, but a little bit of drama going on and stuff. And this, I was very curious to see this new attitude of Jimmy Alpha's because I wanted to see how it was going to work for him.
Same.
It didn't work out very well.
Unfortunately, it did not for Jimmy. No. A lot of technicality in this match. Cross nearly taking off Jimmy's head with that clothesline, man. Whew!
Yeah, that's some thump to it.
Yeah, man, I was a little concerned. Jimmy landed awfully funny on that one. Man, this just the technicality, like I said, is just off the charts. These guys were swapping so many moves, and there was a series of what looked to be counters. They were trying to get the upper hand on each other, and a little confusing from the outside looking in, but Ethan ended up getting the upper hand and delivering one heck of a cutter. It was almost like a fall away slam shifting into a cutter that looked just absolutely devastating.
So far, that is my OMG moment of the year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, no kidding. That was incredible. When he pulled that off, I was out of my seat. Good thing I didn't have my headset on.
Excuse me. So after that wonderful cutter, Ethan got a couple more moves of offense in there and went for the cover, and 1, 2, 3, Jimmy Alpha taking the loss from the ageless one, Ethan Cross. And Dennis, I don't know if you noticed or not, but right as soon as that 3 count came down, or right beforehand, Jimmy managed to get a couple of fingers on that bottom rope.
Yeah, but it was so... We would need an instant replay, really, to figure out exactly what happened there, but no cameras, so...
Yep.
Can't really figure that one out. So it goes with the way the ref called it, which was another loss for Jimmy, and I'm sure that upset him even more and frustrated him even more. But it's just the way it goes sometimes. I mean, you step in there with a guy like Ethan Cross who has the experience advantage. You step in there with a guy who I have described as a chameleon of wrestling styles because he can just adapt to whatever it is, right?
I like that.
It's going to be a tough match for you. And you may not come out on top, and you just got to deal with that.
That's true.
Losing is a part of it just as much as winning is.
That is true. Couldn't have said it better myself. So the ageless one on the uptick with a victory over the former Hero Kid. A lot of things coming for Ethan Cross. He was announced for the Sean Adams Memorial Cruiserweight Championship Tournament that is coming to you on May 18th. So stay tuned and make sure you're paying attention to the ageless one. Dennis, our second match of the night, Matt Wild representing Riot City going one-on-one with the leader of the Carnival of Souls, Axel Crow. Dennis, what do you think about this one, man?
Well, I was looking forward to this because I got to use your term again. I'm sorry. The bona fide blood kickers were back in there throwing at each other again, and seeing them going one-on-one was a treat. It really was. I mean, there were some spots where it was really fast-paced. because you got two of the guys that are best at that in there together, right?
Mm-hmm.
But some of the interesting mind games that Matt Wild was trying to play was funny. And I think he was doing it to actually get back at the fans, not at Axel Crow, because Deadpool handed out tomatoes before the show started. And everybody was chanting Matt Wild, tomato, tomato, tomato. So I think that Matt Wild was actually just kind of trying to piss the crowd off. And I think that might have affected his performance in a good way, because I think he used that to motivate him to because, you want to cheer this guy. Call me a tomato, but cheer this guy. I want to make sure I kick his butt.
Yeah, and he did just that. Yeah. Crazy matchup between these two guys. Axel having a little fun at the beginning with his normal shenanigans, stomping on toes and smacking butts and taking noses and everything that he normally does to kick off matches is his mind game. Hey, give me that back. I'm going to need that. So, a couple minutes into this match, these guys are throwing haymakers and bombs. Axel ascends to the top rope, to the big top for the final act and hits it.
Then he descends.
That's right. Hits a huge final act on Matt Wild, and I thought that was it. But Dennis, that was not the case.
No, he freaking kicked out of that.
Yeah.
He freaking kicked out of that.
Yeah, he did. Astonishing.
I saw the look, and I could read it through Axel Crow's face. He said, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
What do I have to do? And I was like, I was stunned. I was trying to think of something for him. I was like, okay, you got to, well, shoot, Axel, I don't know what you got to do now, man. But he was starting to mount a little bit of a comeback there, and then
downhill for him after that. Matt Wild able to gain the upper hand and went outside the ring to grab a chair to use on Axel Crow, but the brave referee Owen Money, our Iron Man referee for the night, grabbed that chair right before that Matt Wild was able to use it on Axel Crow. Fortunately for Axel, while the back was turned of Owen Money, here comes TCW's Tiberius Asante with what looked like a hammer. I didn't get
what did look like it. It wasn't.
It was a hammer. I was going to say I was sitting on the opposite side of the arena there from the ring, and
so was I, but I
wasn't sure. Yeah, man, clocked Axel Crow right in the spine with that hammer, and unfortunately cost him the match. Your winner, Matt Wild. So, Dennis, our third matchup for the night was stunning Adam Armstrong versus the second-generation sensation Brian Hardy, and we were expecting some really great things out of these guys. Surely a classic Brian Hardy match starting off, having some fun with the crowd and getting in the head, but when it got going, man, it got going fast. On the other side, Adam Armstrong came in prepared for an opponent that he has faced many, many times up and down the East Coast. And there were a couple times throughout that match that I thought Adam Armstrong might pull a quick one over on Brian Hardy.
I did too. Adam Armstrong showed us something that he hasn't really showed us yet. He really showed us his stunning side, and that he can be a big player in an organization. You don't have to win matches to prove that. You can prove that in defeat. And that's exactly what he did. Like, he hung with the former ATCW champion. He almost beat the ATCW heavyweight champion. And all of you all almost saw that happen. Very impressive display on his part. And, we weren't calling action, so I was just sitting back and enjoying this, and I felt like I was back in 88, man, and it was great. I loved it. This was a great matchup to have, not just for me, of course, but for the fans, you guys too. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
I agree. It was a good match overall. At the end of the night for Brian Hardy, locking in a sharpshooter and gaining the tap-out victory over stunning Adam Armstrong. Dennis, it's about time to talk about the intermission that we had there in the beginning. In the middle of the show with that beautiful, brand new ATCW Cruiserweight Championship reveal. I was struggling. That thing's heavy, dude.
Yeah.
That thing is heavy. I was struggling to hold it up. My intention was to hold it up with both hands and show it around, but I couldn't even get that thing up with one.
Yeah, there's some titles that I've held up that are quite hefty. I haven't touched this one yet, so I don't know. So it's that bad, huh?
Yeah, you'll have to take my word for it, man. That thing's at least 7, 8, maybe.
I'll get my hands on it at some point.
Oh, I'm sure.
Somewhere.
I'm sure.
Don't you worry about that.
Yeah. Plenty of ATCW superstars are looking to get their hands on that championship next month in the Sean Adams Memorial Cup.
This championship is designed with Sean Adams in mind. It's his colors are on it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Chicago flag was on it. And that's where he ended up moving to. So this title was created with him in mind, and so his memory will continue to go forward, not just from the memorial, but from the new championship that's been christened.
Amen. What better way to pay tribute to someone who bled green with us in ATCW for so long? Now, Dennis, it's about time to talk about that ATCW Cruiserweight Championship match now that we're on the subject.
The Triple Terror match.
The first ever, that's right, the first ever Triple Terror match for the ATCW Cruiserweight Championship. Robbie Wayne from TCW defending against not one, but two of the Radical Stars, Willie and LA, going one-on-one with Robbie Wayne. Dennis, what do you think about this one, brother?
I didn't really care which of the stars won this. I just wanted one of them to win it. And, I figured that Robbie Wayne was going to take the first entrance. Mm-hmm. Just get out there and try to manipulate a mind game. He turned it into a mind game because, here come the stars. They come out together like they always do. Mm-hmm. And everybody's having a great time. I was up, doing that and everything. And bell rings and Robbie Wayne rolls right out of the ring and has a seat at ringside. And, well, Willie and LA wasted no time.
Not at all.
They wanted to get the match started.
Oh, yeah. We got a little bit of a treat there in that regard. We got to see a little bit more of LA versus Willie, just a little bit more. And it was great. And I'm still chomping at the bit for some more. So hopefully in the future we'll see a little bit. So as you had mentioned, Robbie rolls out of the ring there at the beginning of the match. And these two start tearing each other apart. Well, of course, he's not going to let a pinfall go down on his watch. Slides back in and breaks up a couple of those. And he finally gets involved in the match. Dennis, this may have been my favorite Triple Terror match of all time.
That's the only one there's been.
Gosh. Trying to sell me out here, dude.
No, I'm just kidding. As far as three-ways go, this was definitely at the top of my list. Don't ask me right now what the top of that list would be because I'd have to think about it for probably 10 or 12 minutes.
Yeah,
but it's definitely one of my favorites. It was a great matchup. Love the outcome, even though that really cast us in a hell of a state of confusion.
Yeah, I think everybody in the arena was quite confused, including the guys in the ring. So it ended up with Robbie Wayne flat on his back in the middle of the ring, and both of the Radical Stars hooked a leg and pinned him. Therefore, both of the Radical Stars are your winners of the ATCW Cruiserweight Championship match. But, unfortunately,
this is a singles championship?
It is. So, as ruled by ATCW management, we cannot have co-champions. Therefore, the championship was vacated. So, cleansed, you may say, of the TCW stink, which was very great for all of us. We're all doing our happy dances in the back for sure. So now that the ATCW Cruiserweight Championship has been vacated, it will be determined next month, May 18th at the Leetown Community Center, Carneysville, West Virginia. Doors at 7 o'clock. Doors at 6:30. Bell time 7 o'clock. I always get those switched around, man. The ATCW Cruiserweight Championship Tournament matches will be announced a little later on. Will culminate in what seems to be a multi-man ladder match with the ATCW Cruiserweight Championship hanging above the ring. Boy, am I excited for that. I love fast-paced cruiserweight action, and we have some of the best athletes here in ATCW for that.
We do, and they're all going to get together for this, the third ever Sean Adams Memorial, which will be coming in May. On May the 18th, I'm gonna touch on more of that next time around, Evan, because right now we're talking about April Fools. I'm going to get through that, and then we'll focus ahead on the Sean Adams thing. But the Cruiserweight Championship situation will be addressed during that awesome event that's upcoming. Next up, let me turn my note page over here.
There you go.
The ATCW Heavyweight Championship matchup was interesting, wasn't it?
It was interesting. It was indeed.
To say the least. Travis Darvin challenging Lucius Wade for the championship. Of course, Lucius Wade representing TCW. I won't say it this time. I won't. Representing TCW. And this was his first title defense. Mm-hmm. And he defeated Brian Hardy to win the championship. Now you got to go up against what we used to call the diamond in the rough, Travis Darvin, guy who's pretty much done it all here in ATCW. Very dangerous man. I've described him as dangerous before, and he still is, even though he wears more of a smile on his face these days. So, Evan, this one went exactly the way I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
How about your opinion on that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I got to say the same thing because we were all questioning would the knee of Travis Tarvin be able to hold up? How much recovery time did he have? And was it 100%? Was he 100%? And unfortunately, he was not. And Lucius Wade must have been watching very closely to the match that he had with Robbie Wayne last month and targeted that knee rather quickly throughout the match. One thing I will mention before we start talking about the match in general is that so much support from the ATCW family, from all of you guys, for Travis Tarvin as he came through that curtain, man. I never thought I would hear the ATCW family cheering on Travis Tarvin as loud and as passionately as they were on April 20th for the ATCW Heavyweight Championship. Now, let's get into the match, man.
Mm-hmm.
Travis still favoring the knee, of course. Dennis, I think that Travis Tarvin may have had Lucius Wade had he been at 100% because there are many moments in this matchup that Travis had the upper hand, but unfortunately wasn't able to capitalize as strongly as he probably would have been with a 100% knee.
Yeah, but the thing too, I agree with you on that because of the experience level there that Travis Tarvin has compared to the greenness of Lucius Wade. So because Tarvin opened up just amazing, perfect, absolute domination. I mean, he busted out a gator roll, dude.
He did. He did. That's something.
For the younger fans that don't know what a gator roll is, basically got the guy face down, you hook his head in his arms, and that's nothing he can do. And you're free to roll him around wherever the hell you want to roll him to. He's going with you. There's nothing he can do about it. It's a great display of domination and kind of wiping the mat with you, kid, kind of thing. And it was it's a brilliant move on Travis Tarvin's part. However, and this was the turning point. This was it right here, the chop block. Lucius Wade was able to hit a chop block on that knee, and that was it. It was just a downhill trickle from there. And Evan, why don't you go over the ending here because this was not something I thought was ever going to happen.
No, unfortunately, we saw something that we weren't really looking forward to. The Lucius Wade was targeting that knee very well. A couple of knee smashes in the ring, couple of wrapping around the steel post there at the turnbuckle, and Lucius locking in a submission that was very intricate and one that I haven't seen for a while. Lucius.
It's more complicated than tying your shoelaces.
Yeah, no kidding. Lucius calls it the money clip. And aptly named, I think, because that is going to win him some big paychecks coming in the future. Unfortunately for our ATCW family, Travis Tarvin, well, he didn't tap out.
Right.
But he did pass out, unfortunately, and that ruled that I believe it was ruled a KO or a passing out for Travis Tarvin, and unfortunately for ATCW, still your ATCW heavyweight champion, self-made Lucius Wade from TCW. Yeah. Don't worry, folks. Don't count us out, man. We'll get it back. And I can't wait. I just can't wait. So, speaking of not being able to wait anymore, Dennis, match of the night for me.
And me.
In the main event, the king of the 304 championship on the line in a rematch with a special stipulation. The Shepherd Tomahawk looking for redemption against the man monster Tiberius Asante. And boy, did he get it in this one. This one was ruled a pinfalls count anywhere match, and they went just about everywhere you can think of. I almost want to say I was surprised that we didn't see any weapons used in this match, but really, these two are the weapons, and they freaking proved it to us.
Yeah, they don't need weapons. I mean, this is a weapon, this is a weapon, and, they used the surroundings perfectly. I mean, the freaking using the post.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I tell you, getting suplexed on the floor.
Ow.
Yeah, I mean, that'll make you want to retire. And Tomahawk took a very nasty freaking, it wasn't a suplex, it was a brainbuster on the floor. Almost right in front of you and me. They were right there in front of us. And man, was it vicious. And I was deeply concerned, but Tomahawk was able to power through that and keep it going. I mean, they used the walls of the Leetown Community Center. And, I mean, it was just, it was exactly what I thought it was going to be, man. Just two Titans slugging it out again. This time, go anywhere you want, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to try to keep you contained in this 18 by 18 area.
How can you?
Everywhere. Right? Everywhere.
Seriously.
And, I used to enjoy officiating these types of matches, just the craziness of what can happen. And, man, we got an absolute delivery here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how much fans are paying for tickets now, but that was worth every freaking penny. It was.
Amen, man. Couldn't have said it better myself. These two tore each other apart all over the Leetown Community Center and even spilled outside for just a second. And Dennis, I was sitting there next to you and I was curious of what was going on outside, and I
heard scuffling.
Yes, I heard scuffling as well, and I thought I heard what sounded like a chair shot. And sure enough, stumbling back through the door, just completely unaware of his surroundings, comes Tiberius Asante.
Man Monster comes stumbling in like Ferguson.
He does, and he stumbles right into a giant, was it a ripcord Uranagi there from Tomahawk. And shortly after the delivery of that devastating maneuver on the floor, here comes the leader of the Carnival of Souls through the door with a steel chair.
And a big old smile.
Oh, a huge smile. And it wasn't just the face paint, folks. He reaped the rewards of revenge. And unfortunately for TCW and Tiberius Asante, a new King of the 304 champion was crowned. Congratulations to the Shepherd Tomahawk on your first ever King of the 304 championship victory. We could not be more proud of you and could not be more proud to call you the King of the 304 champion in ATCW.
So we got two back.
Yes.
On April 20th, folks. We got two back.
Yes, we did.
King of the 304.
Well, technically, I mean, we cleansed one.
All right, 1.5.
There you go. I'll give you 1.5. We cleansed one, and we got one back, Dennis. And I'm praying so hard for the Sean Adams Memorial on May 18th in the Leetown Community Center in Carneysville, West Virginia. I always get those switched around. That we get a couple more back. It's going to be a great show. Dennis, you have anything else you want to say to the family before we get out of here?
No, just get excited, guys, for the Sean Adams Memorial. Mm-hmm. It's a great thing. We haven't been able to have one for a while. COVID kind of screwed that up for a little bit. And then, we had some other things going on that we were trying to accomplish. And then here comes TCW. Boy, they're going to mess some things up for a little bit. But, yeah, we're going back to it this year. It's just going to be an absolute spectacle. And it's one of the reasons why I like being in ATCW, because ATCW tries to be different. Yep. They don't just put on a show here and a show here, and next month we'll do this. No, it's events. It's things you look forward to. It's things you count down to. It's like the Dick Karakoff tag team champion or tag team tournament.
Man,
right?
that was so good.
It's like that. It's like the Golden Ticket Rumble. It's something that you really want to look forward to, guys. The best cruiserweights around are coming, and they're going to compete in a tournament that's going to result in a friggin' ladder match for that vacant cruiserweight championship. I know a couple names that were announced at the show. Mm-hmm. That got me excited enough. Yep. And guys, the field is open for this tournament. It's open. There's guys you may not have heard before, and there's guys you may not have seen for a long time. Who knows? It's going to be absolutely freaking incredible, and I'm excited to be a part of it this year. I really am. Guys, it's going to be amazing. May 18th. Don't miss it. We're going to be back before you know it with ATCW Live to get you even more pumped for that. Might even throw out a special announcement between then and now.
We just might.
I don't know.
You never know.
Anyway, Evan, I'm done. So those were my thoughts. Now you can take us out.
Fantastic. Yeah. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in from Dennis and myself here in the ATCW studio. We shall see you quite soon with a new episode of ATCW Live to talk to you all about the Sean Adams Memorial. But until then, this has been the ATCW recap for April Fools on April 20th, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Guys, don't miss this next show. We're going to be there. Event, sorry. Oh my, I made the faux pas. I apologize. This next event is going to be amazing. You're not going to want to miss it. Take care, folks.